Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collective podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hi, welcome to TFYLP episode. What episode is it, Anna? 562, I think?
562.
There you go. Since you were the one that posted the preview today.
I incremented by 1. I think that's how you count.
Yes. We're live tonight. It is Wednesday, January 10th. I'm Lucas. I'm joined tonight by Anna.
Good evening.
And Peter.
Forever Dustron.
And Phil.
Ha!
So, yeah, I was a couple minutes late because I was like, oh crap, I don't think we've actually posted on social media that we're having a show tonight. So I was like, well, I'll do that real quick in case people want to stop by.
Oh, yeah, I didn't post on social media. I just posted it on YouTube.
Well, I didn't ask you to do that, and I meant to do it, and, you know, like, it is what it is. So, anywho.
Here we are.
So here we are. Winter has come, at least for some of us. Not Peter, probably.
We had a storm. It was like hurricane levels of... I drove along a tornado warning area for about 20 minutes on my commute home yesterday. I don't live in the plains like you guys, though. But it was like my job, and then the bridge was now part of the area, and then the base, which I have to drive by to get home, and then the expressway, which is a different... And they're like, warning. I'm just like driving in it like, okay, I don't see anything, but there are no ditches to get in, so whatever. Just gonna die.
Just hide in the swamp.
I didn't realize you guys got tornadoes.
Oh yeah, they drop down. We get water spouts and stuff too. It's pretty cool.
They just don't call them tornadoes. They call them water spouts.
No, they call them tornadoes.
Oh, okay.
They hit trailer parks, and then the old people are like, "Oh, our trailer parks," and those of us who have like hurricane rated houses go, eh.
Yeah,
tornadoes are stronger than hurricanes, but
yeah, I was gonna say, aren't tornadoes stronger than hurricanes?
Yeah. I mean, they are, but we'll hold up better than a trailer park will.
That is absolutely true.
I don't know if any home is really rated for a tornado. Like even the ones up here, like they blow away. You just go in your basement and cross your fingers.
Basement? What are these words you say?
Yeah.
Come on, we got to talk about robots. The Republican
robots, yes,
thing is on, and boy, oh boy, am I sad to miss that.
I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway, robots.
There's a debate.
Oh, there's it really? Okay, I had no idea.
It's the fifth debate. It's down to two numbskulls who aren't going to be president.
Oh, okay, cool.
I didn't even know.
Yes, Multipack madness, right? Anna, I guess you posted that.
I did. It's a name. I thought yeah. So the reason we're talking about this is because recently there was a leak that said that we are getting a 5-character multi-pack pack of Autobot Deluxe figures. And 4 of them are going to be figures that we got somewhere between Earthrise and now. And then the other one is the ever elusive Earth Mode Hound that people have been waiting for to be released on his own for quite a while. And now he's coming in a pack with 4 other characters you probably already have.
Point of order.
Yes, sir.
Not necessarily definitely characters that we already have, but not necessarily toys that we already have. It might be same molds, different decos, different plastic types, like so-and-so Jazz was made in 86 with Studio Series 86 with clear plastic. He might have opaque plastic, a la Ironhide, who had whatever clear plastic for whatever version, Studio Series 86. But then in his Murderbot Target exclusive buzzworthy thing, he had opaque plastic, and the colors matched, so you could fit together a non whatever. So rumor and speculation, la la la. We did see the Hound leak about a year and a half ago now. Originally,
Yeah.
Something. It's been a while. Like Anna was saying.
And we knew obviously that an Earth mode Hound, or we thought that an Earth mode Hound was coming because of this guy.
Yep.
What is it?
Yep.
Detritus.
Detritus.
So, yeah. So it's funny that this guy got a regular like release, like in the normal assortment, and then somehow Hound is like potentially was canceled. I guess was the rumor is that he was an exclusive, and with Target in the Buzzworthy line, or like that's what the schedule was supposed to be, but then Target canceled their Buzzworthy line, and like I'm sure they will probably have some other exclusive line to replace that at some point. Who knows? But like now because of that, I guess they scrambled, and it sounds like that they're putting him in a selects pack. Is what it is, right? And I guess that we're thinking that these are going to be like more animation accurate. Is that like that there's going to be some paint on the windows or something, so that it may be similar to like the cliff jumper that we got with the blue windows and such. Like that's the thought.
So right now it's all wishful thinking, right? Anything, what Peter just said, wishful thinking. It could be exact re-releases. It probably won't be. There isn't really a lot of precedent for that, but it could be. And it could be the nightmare scenario that I put out to Christian the other day, where literally all of them are dead. It's just 5 dead guys. It's just 5 dead guy pack. And Hound is also dead. And there is no live Hound. They just killed him. So it could be dead guy pack number 2.
That would be amazing terrible. If like Hound would be the only regular one and all the rest of them would be dead. Or even if Hound is. That would make me sad if Hound...
Yeah, the original way I posted it was that Hound was alive and the others were all dead, which
the
would be a bummer.
Scenario is they only release him as Dead Hound.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Only as Dead Hound.
Putting that into the universe, Ian.
I live to make our lives funny.
I can make it worse.
Oh yeah.
So, Phil, what?
So in the U.S., we'll only get Dead Hound, and then there'll be a live Hound that'll be a Japanese Tacoma Tomy Mall exclusive that you have to.
Tacoma?
I don't know. Yeah, whatever. It's a truck. Takara Tomy Mall exclusive that you have to like eat 500 boxes of Japanese cereal and clip all the coupons to get.
So I'll end up at some point in my collection with the boxes of cereal, the coupons, and the toy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm safe.
Right.
And to our listeners, that reference was based off of the recent semi-availability of Burning Optimus Primal. That was a relatively complex to get Japanese exclusive that's now popping up in various retailers for not a small ticket price for you to get a hold of.
It's not unlike the exclusive microns and things where you have to spend X amount of dollars at X retailer on a certain weekend or in a certain time window, and and then you get it or you're able to redeem it. It happens. These things happen. The frustration for a lot of people is they didn't know that the promotion was running, and they missed it during the window and didn't have someone to hook them up when it was happening, and then it popped on BBTS kind of unannounced and sold out immediately. So there are some salty collectors out there. Several of them are on the cast, and many more are out there in Facebook land, and it's been interesting.
And while the BBTS price was not fun to see, the post BBTS eBay price is significantly worse.
Mm-hmm.
I bet.
I will mention, I think, didn't this link show up in our own TF Talk Discord? I'm assuming, yeah. So, like, if you want to be, know the most current news, the, listeners, do a fantastic job of posting these immediately.
Yeah, we say this all the time.
And Peter,
but
I think that's obviously anyone who didn't get it. That was their own fault for not following our the TF Talk Discord religiously, constantly while at work.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you have to forego family, friends, and other responsibilities and stay on the TF Talk Discord. And you will not miss these sorts of things, and you will not live a life of disappointment. You will live a life of fulfillment and joy if you stay on TF Talk Discord.
Well, this is why you need like the Google Glasses so that you can see the TF Talk Discord
as you work.
Mid conversation, just
right
without even blinking. Well, you have to blink to make it respond.
And we have a group chat. If you failed to get the toy, then you are by definition a bad person. So that's good.
Yeah, and this toy is just a mostly clear red redeco of the Kingdom Primal. Just for people who haven't seen it.
It's burning convoy. If you've seen the Lyo Convoys in Imminent Danger special from 1998, it is Flash Lyo Convoy and Burning Convoy, where Convoy and Lyo Convoy get powered up to fight Majin Zarak. That's it. We've had 3 other burning convoys, I think. One in Robot Masters, the large ultra class one, and one other one somewhere. But anyway, it's just burning convoy. It's not a new concept. It's a 25-year-old concept, 26-year-old concept. And for those that missed it the first time, just buy the Robot Masters version. It's only slightly cheaper than the eBay prices for the current one.
Did they do it in P1?
Yeah,
did they do
that's
a
the
Burning
of the
MP?
Yeah,
and that one's the one that's reasonably able to obtain, right? Yeah. Like it's not, So get that one.
The funny, ironic thing is that somehow the Masterpiece version is the cheapest one.
Well, it's a combination of availability and hype. Yeah. Like the like was mentioned, I think by Phil, by the BBTS spike and then the eBay spike causes like the FOMO panic, and then everyone starts ranting about it on Facebook and in their respective groups, and which drives more. I didn't know that was coming out. I need it too. And now 640,000 people need this. There's only 3,000 or 10,000 or however many made, And now everyone's freaking out about it, and no one will care in a year. In 6 months, they're going to be trying to ditch them for way too much money. And in a year, they're going to be trying to ditch them for what they paid. I'm just trying to get back what I paid for it, bro. I opened it up, tore the box apart, and I don't even like the thing. I don't even like Beast Wars. Ugh. And
I hate red.
I hate clear plastic. Hasbro's so cheap. It's a Takara toy. Well, Hasbro, I don't know. I don't even like robots anymore. This hobby is lame. You know how the conversation goes when people buy based on hype. I
know that bump of chicken Bumblebee, right?
Bump of chicken.
I feel like that was a I don't know whether or not this is gonna do that, but I think they ended up having like a re-release of that, I guess, like in Japan, and it's pretty, or at least it was. I don't know. I haven't checked recently, but like it was relatively plentiful on eBay and in Japan.
I want to say I looked up Transformers collab stuff on Yahoo today, just for something else, and the number of Bump of Chicken figures and T-shirts were out of control. For T-shirts, $25 a piece, figures for $40 a piece. Go get them if you missed them, and for hype items like this, just wait a year and go get it. No reason to panic or spend way too much money on something that will be available. This is not. Transformer collecting should not be speculator investor man game where you fill up a hotel room full of merch and then sell nothing and then get mad at your friends about it because you didn't make $1 billion or whatever. This shouldn't be, I missed the Burning Convoy figure, so now my kids can't go to Christmas or whatever. I've seen all sorts of stupid posts from people who treat this like some sort of like big monies game where, oh, I'm making $1 million and oh, my whole existence depends on procuring this specific item or this specific line. It's not. It's not. It's toys. Buy what you want. Don't spend too much. Don't break yourself doing it. Don't break your brain. Don't break the bank. Don't break your family. Have fun with it. And if you can't have fun with it, don't do it. I have fun with it because I like watching all these people flounder.
Well, circling back to the multi-packs, of the thing with the rumored figures that are in there, just so it was the Hound, right? But then it also was Trailbreaker and Sunstreaker, which are both difficult to come by. Yeah, yep. Jazz.
Yeah, they were COVID short packs. Yeah, but we've had it's Jazz, Trailbreaker, Sunstreaker, Wheeljack, and the Hound.
Yeah.
So we've gotten multiple Wheeljacks since Siege in various slight deco variations, whatever. We've gotten multiple Cybertron Hounds since Siege, Netflix, and whatever else. Trailbreaker got the one and done, plus Breaker and
yeah, all the repaints.
The hoists and whatever. Jazz got the one and done from Studio Series 86. Sunstreaker got the one and done for Sunstreaker, and then the 2 or 3. The spin out and flippy flop 2-pack. Thank you. Hey kitties. So yeah, this will be a chance for folks to get figures that they missed.
Right.
And talking about the wishful thinking thing and possible curveballs, what if Hasbro breaks out the Diaclone head for Trailbreaker or the toy head for Trailbreaker? What if they break out, I don't know, some other head for Sunstreaker, or if Sunstreaker's deco is better, because there are a lot of complaints about the color matching between the paint and the plastic mold. I had the same complaints. I love that figure. I bought the upgrade kits and did all the things, and I love that figure, but I would probably evict half of the Transformers community, if possible, to get a Sunstreaker that had a better deco in that mold.
That's
just
rough.
Tell them,
yeah,
you're done.
That deco was rough. Like, I saw some pictures of it recently again, just to remind me of how stark the contrast was between the very couple parts that had the right color on them that were painted, and then the plastic that was just oh my goodness.
Be fair, though, that figure does not photograph well, so it actually, the contrast is more stark in photos than it is in hand. Like, now, I'm not saying that it looks fantastic in hand. Not saying that. What I'm saying is it looks worse in photos.
That's fair.
That's fair. And things can look worse in photos. And we've seen it in a number of things. Most recent case in point is probably that Seeker from a different multi-pack. Is it one, is it purple? Blue, is it blue? Whatever. Is it what is it? It's not that multi-pack. Yeah, it's not as purple as it should be to be a generic Seeker. But different photos and different lighting, painted in literally different colors. So the Sunstreaker, while bad, is made worse depending on how you photographed it. True. I would still like to see an improvement.
So something you did bring up, Peter.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Lucas.
Well, Anna, you were mentioning the other day that you don't even like that mold, and you would actually prefer a more animation accurate mold, a la the Masterpiece. If they could make a mini Masterpiece, that it would actually be better. I don't. So you are out on that.
Yeah, because to me it doesn't. That mold doesn't look like Sunstreaker to me. His build is off. Like, he looks like a stockier fellow than Sunstreaker is. So it doesn't look like him to me. So I didn't get him, even though I like Sunstreaker. And I kept the MP that I'll never transform again instead, which is a constant reminder of how frustrating I find MP figures on my shelf.
I actually kind of wish they would do a toy deco of Sunstreaker, because that mold is actually more evocative of the toy for me than it is of the animation. So I actually think it'd be kind of cool to do that. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping overall that this multi-pack is like with the blue paint, because like I have a Wheeljack from the Unite Warriors that is like kind of more in that deco, and it looks really fantastic. It looks really, really great. But like, I like the newer mold better, like, than I do that old one. So it's kind of a weird dichotomy.
Yeah, I like the Wheeljack, and I won't mind having one of him, but that's Sunstreaker. We'll see. We'll see what they do with it.
Wheeljack seems that way too to me. Like, he's a little too square with the way it is.
Yeah, he feels square to me. I don't know. It's like this weird, like, whenever you're getting these toys, you're trying to find your perfect mental image that is made up of different comic renditions, cartoon renditions, toy renditions, and your own imagination. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it just works really well. You pick up a figure and you're like, this looks how I think he's supposed to look. And then sometimes you get it and you're like, this looks nothing like that guy. That's my reaction to Sunstreaker.
And it's all very subjective. Like some people's, like, their moment with that character came from a really nicely animated episode. Sometimes their character, their love for that character comes from a scene from an ACOM episode in season 3, or whoever the character is, or a comic scene that was written by or drawn by someone that was working from early toy models, or someone that was working from stylized animation models, the later Marvel stuff. So it is subjective, and it's going to be a per person thing if it hits your flavor. I like the mold of Sunstreaker. It's the best one we've gotten so far in that scale and class and complexity. I was so over the Universo 8 version. Way past that. I didn't like any of the
like that toy.
I liked it when it came out, but it was the only thing we had,
I still have it displayed. It's one of the very rare figures from that generation I still have on display.
I sold it at TFCon, at the most recent one that we were all at. And it sold. So it happily went off to a new home. So bye-bye. And I didn't like any of the United Warriors versions of any of the Autobot cars. So I don't know.
Yeah. The Wheeljack. Oh, sorry. Go on, Phil. I keep interrupting you.
Yeah, no. The Wheeljack, I feel, is too boxy. The Sunstreaker is too boxy, and the Trailbreaker also too boxy. In his truck mode, he just is so lifted to hide all his robot parts. Like, I get
and not even well.
And I get that those are the best of those characters in a mass release toy, but there's still a lot left to be wanting. I obviously don't have the Hound yet. I didn't get to try this, so I don't know how that mold is. But my favorite is Jazz, and I wouldn't mind having another Jazz because out of those, I think those early Studio Series toys especially were just hitting it out of the park through Studio Series 86. Now, Peter, you made the point about, like, are we going to get the toy head or the cartoon head? Anna, you held up that recent multi-pack, and that's something that continued a trend from the buzzworthy pack from a year or plus ago, where we are getting multiple heads for figures in the multi-packs. And so you can have a toy version or a cartoon version come from that. And then, you're getting actually kind of able to make different characters with the that big buzzworthy sort of troop builder pack that they put out. So that is something that would be fun to see them do again with the different versions of Trailbreaker with his head sculpt, and who knows what they might do for some of the other characters.
That is a curious thing about that pack, is something that I was mentioning to Lucas and Christian, is a lot of the figures we have right now from like the Earthrise time, they're not quite up to Studio Series 86 standards on their like robot mode accuracy. Like we were talking about Bumblebee, right? Like that Bumblebee figure, I enjoy it. I love it. I have every version of that mold. However, I don't think it looks like the animation Bumblebee enough to be called a Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, and it hasn't been yet. I don't see this 5-pack as being a Studio Series 86 5-pack. So it could be a toy deco 5-pack. It could be any number of things, because I don't see most of those Earthrise era figures as being up to Studio Series 86 levels of bot mode accuracy. Notice I always say bot mode accuracy because I don't think the Studio Series 86 stuff has as good vehicle modes as a lot of other things. It
could just be its own thing. It's supposed to be, the rumor is Gen Selects. but it could just be branded Transformers 40th. I mean, that to me would be a pretty logical branding for this pack, considering you're talking about, a bunch of the original Transformers and this being the 40th anniversary.
It could be a paper.
God, we're so old.
It could be a paper lunch bag. It's just going to be a paper lunch bag with a UPC code and robots running on the side of it, full of toys. That's it.
Yeah. Oh. They're all going to be crushed because when they stamp your address on there, it smashes half of them.
So, the idea today was we were going to talk about multi-packs, right? So, quite a few people are going to be at least probably buying this multi-pack just to get Hound. And they're going to feel stuck with something out of the pack, right? Like something in the pack is not going to make them overly happy. Let's say that because Trailbreaker's deco is pretty good, that it's just the exact same figure. So suddenly you have two of him, right? Or I'm going to be stuck with that Sunstreaker I really don't like, right? So going through all the multi-packs that we've had over the years, yeah?
Well, I was going to ask though, right? Okay, so for the person that is, we got a Hound in Siege, right? And I'm not saying it's a perfect Hound. We also have multiple other Hounds. I mean, we had what is it, Universe Hound? That was a really good mold as well. It came with Ravage.
Yep.
Right. So
came with capture mode Ravage or something.
Yeah.
That's how they explain the cassette.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they threw that cassette in there. But nevertheless, we got a Siege Hound, right? So if this 5-pack, right? I don't understand why you're sitting there complaining that much about having to get it in order for Earth Mode Hound, because if the rest of the decos, and again, we don't know for sure yet what they're like, but assuming that they do have slightly more animation accurate decos, right? I don't see how it's that much different to upgrade your Sunstreaker Trailbreaker versus upgrading your Hound, because technically you would have already gotten a pretty articulated Hound, and I realize it's not right, but I don't know. I don't necessarily know that to me, I feel like the type of person that really wants his Hound would also not be that upset by the other 4 characters, if that makes sense.
If they're incremental upgrades. Again, this is just all us guessing, right? It could even be the case. It could even be the case that these 5 figures are all some sort of strange deco, right? They're comic deco or toy deco or something. And in 6 months, we get a regular release of Hound,
glass.
right? It could happen. Yes, they're all shattered glass.
So which would be worse, Peter? Dead versions or shattered glass versions?
Oh, shattered glass would be way worse. I would rather my display be filled with the corpses of my friends than with their negative universe versions. That is so boring and tired and lame. I have all of it. Hey, I have all this stuff, but I enjoy looking at corpses way more than I like looking at Opposite Day.
I don't know, but
but you're just now looking at corpses is just part of your pastimes in general. So it's
everyone should subscribe to the Gross Room. Miss Njemi is a person on Instagram, and if you subscribe to her blog, she will provide you with multiple posts a day of all the good stuff. If you want to see someone that fell out of an airplane, if you want to see people that have been run over by trains, if you want to see the good stuff. The Gross Room. Check it out. It was a gift to my wife for Christmas, her subscription. And we huddle around the phone and we're like, oh, this is what I get for watching RoboCop when I was 6.
Yeah, I think RoboCop when you were 6 shaped a lot of us.
So anyway, multi-packs, dead people. When are we getting that dead Ratchet in a multi-pack? With the Brawn.
So I was going to ask, about multi-packs, right? So we've all probably bought some multi-packs at one time or another. You know, we've had Amazon multi-packs, we've had Target multi-packs, we've had old Walmart multi-packs from back in the day. We've had all sorts of various multi-packs throughout the years. So if we're buying this one and we're going to get at least one person we don't want, what's an example of a time of a multi-pack that you got a figure you really didn't want? What's a figure that you got stuck with?
Any movie multi-pack, any Cybertron multi-pack, any multi-pack that I bought from 2005 to 2012 probably gave me a figure or a deco or a combination of figures. Even the animated, there were a couple of animated multi-packs that had a figure that I liked. Like there was one with Shockwave and two little guys, and there was one with, I don't remember who, Ratchet in the wrong color and two little guys. I don't know. I bought all that stuff because I needed to buy all that stuff because brain problems. But the Shockwave was nice. But then you're left with two little spring-loaded guys that don't fit in the scale of the figure that they came with. There were a number of examples like that where they were mixing and matching scales and classes and decos and their homages to this and that. Anna, you okay? You're not having a stroke?
I'm trying to remember that one Cyberverse multi-pack. Was it a Black Hot Rod, a Quintessence, and Sharkticons? Is that
Something
what it was?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the Sharkticons. I bought several people's Sharkticons off them because they were cool.
Yeah, they were basically those like little Titan changers or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a mixture.
Weird.
Yeah, it was a mixture of like this scale and class versus and like release type. I don't know, play pattern. I don't know how to define it. Versus another one all crammed in the same pack, which a little kid isn't going to care. Kid's going to tear the package open and weird colored Rodimus is getting eaten by a Sharkticon or a Quintesson or whatever, and it's like party time. But for collectors that are like I'm trying to do this cool display, and I want my guys to look dynamic and going together, and it's just like, I don't know. There are collectors that just line everything up in rows, and that's fine too. But even then, the scales, you got to break the pack up in your sections. I don't know. To each their own.
The Cyberverse ones were quite clustery, yeah. I have a few like rogues gallery of ones, but I don't think any of them are more egregious than the time I bought a second silver Siege Megatron because I wanted a freaking fossilizer. Because I had to have all the fossilizers, right? Because I really wanted them. I have a display of undeads on one of my shelves here behind me. I wanted it for the display. So I had already gotten one shiny Megatron to get some Target Masters. Now I had to get the same type of shiny Megatron. They are slightly different from one another. Mm-hmm. I had to get that same mold again, shiny again, slightly different battle damage. Came with a bandolier with the Matrix on it, which was kind of cool, but not worth buying the same figure again.
Mm-hmm. We never did get a Siege Megatron in the clean deco in any sort of pack, single or multi, did we? Like a non-space muddy, non-scratch on his chest, silver deco.
I don't think so, no.
Not of the regular one, no. Because we got the Earthrise one.
The flat one with the different head, yeah. I think they're I mean, it's all incremental improvements, and you find one that you like best, and they're just gonna do. Yeah, Premium Edition Zaldron. Okay, Premium.
Oh, Premium Finish Edition.
The Premium Finish, yeah, the Puff version, the Puff version. Yeah, no. I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Zaldron. You're grounded. I don't know. Oh yeah, Studio Series 86 Megatron. When he comes, he might be cleaner, but they'll botch that too. They'll make us buy 3 or 4 of that mold.
I just want to share, like, to the multi-pack horror stories. There are 2 multi-packs that I think are my examples of the worst, and they are from, I don't know if there's like Universe or Generations, but Protectobots. This was around Transformers Prime. There was 2. There was an Evac Squad and an Emergency Response multi-pack. And again, characters coming in different scales, different play patterns, mixing Transformers Prime toys with Transformers like Generation figures, mixed with like a movie toy for the helicopter of Blades. And it just, they don't have the right colors. Hotspot just looks like Inferno. and like they don't combine. It's like, no, you just slap some names on a box, an instruction sheet, and said,
And
here's
guess
your
what?
protected bots.
We all bought them.
I didn't buy it. It was garbage.
Okay. I bought them for parts because they
I
went
was gonna
clearance
say,
at one
some
point.
of us bought them. I think there were. I ended up getting it when it was on clearance. I feel like I'm a very big sucker for those like weirdo Amazon like exclusive, things where they were like weird decos, protector bots included.
I got so close to buying that set so many times because the protector bots are one of my favorite teams. So I was like, ooh, protector bots again, but they're not the way I want them. But I went back and forth. I didn't end up getting them. I'm glad I waited because Combiner Wars scratched the itch a lot better. But
yes. So
had
Catherine
to wait.
mentions about the clean Megatron coming out in the Takara 3-pack, but it's actually a redeco, but it's a redeco of the Earthrise Megatron, not of the Siege
Earthrise, yeah.
Yep.
So he has the ugly face. Yeah, I don't like the Earthrise's face.
Nope.
No.
I like the Siege's face.
Yeah, the Siege's face, and I've seen people do a head swap, but apparently it's not a 1-for-1 clean swap. It's more complicated than just a simple pop and swap. So it's not worth it to me. And then you'd still have to paint the figure, and then you'd have paint rub and all that fun stuff. I'm just gonna wait.
Well, and I'm curious too how that 3-pack will turn out, because like I didn't really like it in the flat colors that it came out with in Earthrise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that head sculpt just didn't do it for me. But I'm curious, like if I get it in the silver color, will it be better? I don't know, because I didn't mind it on the G2 version, right? Or no, the G2 is a different head. Yeah, that was the only head that Earthrise. That's the only time they used that head, right?
I don't remember which head they use in the G2 version.
I'm supposed to know these things, but they've inundated us with stupid incremental Megatron redecos and slight retools for the last 6 years now, and I've stopped caring.
Megatron's been rough.
Yeah.
That whole Megatron
Hound's been rough.
Hound's been rough too. It's true.
They did the Hound with the space mud on the top half, and then they did the Hound with the space mud on the bottom half for the Netflix release, but the greens didn't match, so you couldn't like part swap to make a perfect clean Hound or a perfect dirty Hound. You had like olive drab Hound and OD green Hound. It was really OD is olive drab. That's a joke, you guys. That's
military thing.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. The and Soulcraft mentions the Shockwave, the slight redeco on the Shockwave. Pick your flavor. Do you like more lavendery Shockwave or more plum Shockwave? I don't know. It depends on the episode. It depends on the comic
though, too.
Yeah,
because like this
is in the middle. It's not light enough for me.
Everything's a concession to get you to buy it multiple times. Everything's a concession to separate you from your money.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because when the set got announced, I was like, ooh, this is going to be my light-colored Shockwave I've wanted since I got the original Shockwave release. And then when I saw it, I was like, that's not light enough. He doesn't look like the cartoon to me. Oh, well, moving on, not buying it. And the sound wave's too dark again, and it didn't work.
And you want to talk about a blocky figure that doesn't look like the cartoon? That Soundwave has a massive, square, blocky chest, and I understand we got to put tapes in it and stuff, but there are masterpiece figures that aren't quite as blocky, aren't quite as like beefy. And this is all nitpicking. If you want the figures, if you love those characters, get the ones that you think best match, as stated earlier, your favorite version. But just know that there are literally dozens of options out there for every character, if not hundreds in some cases.
Which is kind of cool. And this is just, whatever happens with this multi-pack, however it ends up being released and however the availability ends up being, price, and if it sells out in 5 minutes, or if it, because it'll be open to, if it's on Pulse, it'll be open to people an hour early and they'll sell out, and then there'll be a rush on it, and then it'll show up at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, and 5 more people will get to buy it, and BBTS will have theirs, and it'll be a good time. And then the eBay scalpers will get to it, and the Walmart store scalpers will get to it, and however it wants to go. But it's another avenue for release.
I was gonna say the rumor too with these multi-packs is supposedly there's, and again this is just all rumor, but there's supposedly 2 more multi-packs that are coming with like similar types of figures as well. Like, you know, we don't know the assortments of those. But I'm wondering, and this is just my own speculation, of like, was there like some type of exclusive line that Hasbro was pitching to retailers that for whatever reason that they said, nope, like we decided we don't want to go that direction this time, we don't like it, and so then they ended up having to put it into selects, because I feel like that we got a lot of selects a couple of years ago pre-COVID, and then now it seems like that we've gotten so many store exclusives that they have not produced any selects. So like my theory myself is that selects is where, you know, that they're producing the stuff for that. But I think the other thing too is they, when they originally got the selects out, I think those ones were going to smaller stores and comic shops and things like that. And I wonder if like they didn't quite get the number of orders that they were looking for that they thought maybe, and so then that's why they've backed off. Who knows? It's hard to tell.
The rumor
was
that Hound and Hatchet, because that's another one that was supposed to be a Target exclusive, were going to be buzzworthy single pack deluxe figures. You know, we got those Nest repaints of some of the Babers toys. We got Toeline, we got Jazz, Cybertronian Jazz, we got Cybertronian Bumblebee.
Say his whole name. Say Toeline's whole name.
Oh God, I can't. Transformers Universe, RID. May the Force be with you. Toeline.
Gatekeeping. You've done it.
Yeah. And so, you know, a lot of those figures did end up getting clearance down, so I can see why Target didn't want to continue on that. I think for some of the stuff, selects is the better route to go, because that's going to get the collector-oriented figure right into the collector's hands versus having to push it through to some mainstream audience that may or may not really have a care for it. Because I think most mainstream folks aren't going to look at Toeline and say, oh, that's a figure I want to grab.
Good.
Yeah. But I mean, Lucas, this was something I said last week in our 2024 prediction episode, you know, which is I think we're going to see a lot more Gen Selects. I think we're going to see a lot less of the capsule store exclusive stuff. So it's just something that was a sign of the times. And now we're kind of reverting back to some previous practices. And again, I'm okay with that. Most of the Gen Select stuff was pretty easy to come by. Didn't sell out, you know, on Pulse. You know, you had a pretty good window to get it before it sold out.
That's one of those points though, and I agree. The Target stuff and the Walmart stuff. The Walmart stuff seems to sell better, but there's a lot more hype and like weirdos chasing it around. The Target stuff pops up and then just kind of lingers, and like the Transformers universe, car robot, robots in disguise, 01 universe, alternate Beast Wars universe, but in the future, but in the 90s universe Toeline. That, like you said, that's no one's favorite character, and if it is your favorite character, then good for you. But I doubt
Christian likes that character a lot, and
it's not his favorite character.
He likes it a lot.
It's no one's favorite character. I did a poll. I literally talked to 6 billion people, and they all said who? Yeah. And I said Transformers universe, RID universe, Toeline, car robot universe, not quite Diaclone universe. If we can't call it Transformers 2000 universe, Toeline, and they said, oh, who? And so, and I said he's on clearance now at Target, and yeah, I forgot.
I think that was really awkward when you said that to like a couple of those billion people that don't even speak English.
It was, I mean, they let me finish my sentence, and that was good. I appreciated it before they said, you know, what?
Yeah. Okay.
That's what in their language of choice.
I feel like the way that Target does their exclusive packs is a little bit different than Walmart, which lends it to having more on clearance. Because like a lot of times they get solid like cases of a figure or a multi-pack, whereas like Walmart is getting
an assortment,
a whole wave, a whole assortment. So at Walmart, it's like I have the orange Jazzes are now cluttering the shelves, and what's the other one? the
Laser rocket.
The
Yeah,
laser
laser cycle.
cycle.
Yeah, laser cycle, which will be forever at my Walmart now. So yeah, but then all the good ones are gone.
Yeah, I mean,
So Lucas, I want to ask
think-
Lucas if he has any stories of multi-pack letdowns, because the rest of us all kind of shared something.
I'm trying to think of like ones like I don't think there's that many multi-packs where that I don't want. I guess like some of those recent Target ones, like where they've had the 4-packs. Like I probably haven't been as excited by the whole thing, but I don't know. Like there's been a couple. I mean, I did get that Megatron that you mentioned with the whatever fossilizer guy, but like the multi-pack with oh gosh, who was the I'm like blanking on the name now.
Robot.
It was one of the Amazon packs with
Combiner War Silver Bolt.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Did it have Impactor in it?
Yes.
Leadfoot?
Thank you, Impact.
Because that's
how
my
did
backup.
you know? How did you know? Wow, like I'm shocked that you got that.
Was it which of the Impactor 2-packs was it? Was it the Rutgers one, or is it the one that came with stupid ass Clear Mirage? Because that was the one I was going for as a disappointment pack.
Well, see, yeah, I guess okay. There's that one.
I like that.
But
I didn't want a Clear Mirage at all.
I kind of liked the Clear Mirage. So, I mean, it seemed like a neat redeco, but I was actually mentioning the 2-pack with the Marvel version and the what was the other guy's name?
The Spinosaurus.
Yeah. Like I think I might have I don't know, like it was just it being a 2-pack that I was like, I'm not going to get either one.
Yeah, I got that one just for the fossilizer again, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by how good the Impactor was. Like it was just a really cool, like they did a good job of making it look like he walked off the comics sort of deal with his face. He has a good, rugged, manly, old comic face. It was cool.
Oh, Soulcraft brought up a really good one of multi-packs. I totally forgot about that. They had 2 exclusive multi-packs like way back in the day where they put the clones in, like split them up between those 2 packs. So you had to get like, I think one was it BBTS and one was it Amazon maybe?
Toys R Us.
Do you remember?
Toys R Us.
Toys
One was Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
And the other was like a Walgreens thing. You had to go to Walgreens to get the smaller 2-pack, and then you had to spend $150 or whatever it was for the big 5 or 6-packs.
You had to get 2 of the big.
You had to get 2 of the exactly. You had to get 2 of the big packs to get your Chromia and one of your clones, and you had to get the Walgreens pack to get the little pair guys. And ARG. Don't make things easy.
Yeah,
No,
and
that
I think
was
if
a
I
bit of a
remember,
nightmare
one
scenario.
of the sets didn't they sell out like the Toys R Us? Was it the Toys R Us one that was really hard to find, or was it the
whichever? I think it was whichever set had Chromia in it was the one because there
It
was
was
like
the Toys R Us one.
yeah.
Or wait,
Chromia or
no.
Nautica?
Nautica.
Sorry, Nautica. Thank you. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I misspoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But I
Toys R
feel
Us
like
one had
part of the
Nautica.
issue was not just necessarily the pack, but the fact that like you had to buy like $100 pack because it came with a liter, and like it was like a liter Voyager Deluxe,
Every size
like
class.
like whatever every size class. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
you had to spend $100 on it, and so obviously that priced a lot of people out.
I don't know. I like those multi-packs. I'm a big fan of multi-packs. Like the more I think about it, in general, there are some duds, but for the most part, I really, really enjoy multi-packs.
They're a lot of fun to open. It's a way to get a bunch of figures at one time, and they're just fun.
Well, that and you get like a whole like action scene with one package. You know, for my son, my 3-year-old, I got him the core multi-pack of Bumblebee and Optimus Prime with the trailer that just came out. Like that's a fun set for him to just have that as the cool trailer. It's the Optimus Prime. It's a Bumblebee to go with it. He can have a fun little adventure with just those two guys. You know, they've done the Rescue Bot multi-packs where you get the 4 main rescue bots in that. Like, I got that for my older son when he was younger. Just like, boom, here you go. Here are your main 4 characters in one package. You know, you could be done with that.
Yeah, but I don't want my kids to have fun with packs and have adventures. I want them to learn how to build checklists in their head and then fill the checklist, and you can't play until the checklists are complete. It's a lifelong adventure. No?
Anyways, I also have a very, very fond memory of a multi-pack. It might be the first multi-pack I ever got. Now, you could argue, all right, if you were getting the Transformers rub signs and they had the little, mini spies with them, is that a multi-pack? Yeah, probably. So
that was going to be my next question, was favorite multi-pack. So Phil, your start is off.
The very first Transformer I ever got was what I now realize is a yellow cliff jumper with a mini spy. So that was the first Transformer I ever got, and that was a multi-pack. I got right out of the gate, I had 2 Transformers in my hand. But then it was like the Christmas after that, or maybe the Christmas, and 2 Christmases past that. I remember being down in my grandparents' basement with the family, like aunts and uncles, cousins, everyone opened packages. And what did I get that Christmas? Superion. All 5 aerial bots in one box, in one package. Holy shit. Like that just, my childhood brain, I don't know if I was 4 or 5 years old, just exploded in terms of pure joy of having that just one set in hand. So there are to me, multi-packs are just so much fun. Are there times you're going to get a figure that you don't want? Out of the 3 figures, you only want 2? Sure. Sell the other one, trade it, give it away to a friend. I don't know. There's lots of different ways to handle a figure you don't want out of a multi-pack, but to me, multi-packs are just their enjoyment. And with a lot of the modern multi-packs, we get kind of out there characters or out there decos that we wouldn't normally get from a mainline thing. So that's another level of fun that I like about this. Like that Troop Builder multi-pack, who'd have ever thought we'd get Generation 2 Transformer Jax's henchman? Like that's Kiss player referencing Auto Troopers. That's not something most Transformers fans in our wildest dreams thought we would ever see at a major retailer.
No, you're right about that.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm being my soapbox. I love multi-packs. The rest of you go after yourselves.
No. I wanted to have us talk about positives of multi-packs, our favorite multi-packs. So I think you did a good job of kind of hyping it there. You also made me forget you made me remember something that I feel like we never really talked about after it got announced. And that was the 5-pack, the Stunticon 5-pack of the Toy Deco. Like that was a really cool release because of the way they made the box kind of evoke the old boxes and everything. The way they put the 5 together. That was a cool thing. It was also available for a steep discount for a minute over the holidays, in the early days of the holiday season. So
it also just had the one extra breakdown head. Like here's the only one that's like, we'll give. We made 2 breakdown heads. Whatever, let's make it. Let's go. What are you gonna do? Lay me off and fire me? I just try.
Oh no. Yeah, that was a fun release that I think a lot of us didn't get as hyped for it as we could have, because we got the 5 in one version or another, went out and bought them one at a time, slowly built Minosaur, and then we're told, hey, if you wanted the Toy Decos, well, guess what? You have to buy it again. So It was kind of a bittersweet thing, but I still think it was a cool multi-pack, like a cool way to release it. I did not buy it, but it was a cool way to release it.
That was a really impressive box.
Yeah, and if you want that nostalgia, right? Like Phil's talking about the big multi-packs from our childhood nostalgia. That was a nostalgia box.
I creep upstairs and I look in my room. It's like, oh, there's my nostalgia. There it is. That's what I do. I look at my Superion.
No way.
Never. Well, I mean, anyway.
No, and I think that's a good thing to admit sometimes, is that like when those headmasters came out in the G1 style boxes, right? Like, for a moment, I think a lot of us got really excited because we were like, ooh, G1 style boxes with the headmasters in it. And then it was like, oh, wait, it's those same molds from a few years ago
Are
that
those
were never
multi-packs?
quite. No, they were single packs.
But there's two.
Are you trying to tell me I'm getting off topic?
No.
Yes.
No,
Or
I'm
are you saying
saying
it's a multi-pack because the headmaster comes with a friend?
there's a separate
Yeah.
little pal, whether it's a robot or a nebula, and depending on the continuity you want to play with. That seems like a multi-pack to me. Those are exciting multi-packs.
I was gonna ask if this was a frustrating multi-pack experience, because for me it was, right? I only wanted Joel. I didn't want stupid red hotshot, but now I have stupid red hotshot. I don't have yellow hotshot, which is the hotshot I actually want, but I have Joel. Ugh. Multi-pack frustrations.
Yeah.
But like Phil said, we do get some kind of weird things for multi-packs that we wouldn't get otherwise. Like, I hesitated so hard on this 2-pack, on the Senator Shockwave and Orion Optimus Paximus. For a long time, I didn't get it until I had an opportunity to get a little bit cheaper. And man, is this cool. Just getting that like weird IDW comic, only going to happen once, Senator Shockwave when he was a nice guy who had a band of mutant robots.
Yeah, nice.
You know, Anna, that might be my pick for disappointing figure, because like that Orion Pax, like I don't feel like I needed another Orion Pax that was like a redeco of Hound.
That's that Siege Hound again, yeah.
Right, yeah. But like that, because like I really liked having the Senator Shockwave, but like I don't know, I already have a bunch of other Orion Paxes. Like I don't know, like, and that one wasn't really like all that accurate. Like I don't know.
I really like the Orion Pax in pictures. I remember thinking like, ooh, that's a really nice looking deco. He's well made, blah blah blah. And then when I got him in hand, just something about him just doesn't work as well. And then I absolutely love this thing. I don't know why.
Right.
It's a mold I don't like, remolded in a way that it just has giant ass chunks added to it. But for some reason it works. Like, it's like you take a mold it doesn't like, you add random chunks and fins. You
like,
make it a
his
fun
accessories are the
reference.
fins.
Yes, those were his accessories. I know Christian mentioned that it bugs him that he doesn't come with a weapon because he got the fins instead of a weapon.
Yeah, the other 2-pack with Senator Ratbat and Minor Megatron was the better 2-pack of my multi-pack.
And it was just recently on sale at Amazon this week, so
yeah.
There was like a coupon you could stack on top of the sale too.
I wasn't buying that damn Megatron again, so Christian and I split the pack.
But that one was great though. Like,
I know it's good, but it's the Siege Megatron again.
Yeah, but they redecoed it. It was fine.
I know it's redecoed. It's the minor version. It's cool. I like it, but I just couldn't have that Megatron again. So I split it with Christian, and then he ended up buying it a second time because he wanted the Rat Bat later.
Which, hey, another reason to be in the TFYLP Discord, because if you buy a multi-pack and you only want one of the two or two of the three figures in a multi-pack, maybe find someone in the Discord to trade with.
Usually can, if you're quick. You got to be quick.
A fair amount of the cast does that, right? Like, Phil, you do a fair amount of that. Like, Anna does that. Christian does that. Catherine does it.
Oh, no, I'm a horrible human being that there's a special place in hell for me, because I will just take the multi-pack and sell the guys I don't want for, what would be above their fraction of the retail. And oftentimes, what that does for me then is, like, let's say there's a multi-pack. It's a $60 multi-pack. It comes with 3 deluxes, and I only want one of them. And so I sell the other 2 deluxes for $30 a pop, and now I've essentially got the one toy I want, and I paid nothing for it. And someone else now has the one figure they want from the multi-pack. They paid $30, so they didn't pay the full $60 for the whole multi-pack. So I feel like it's one of the more gray areas of scalping than some other versions of scalping.
If you're going to scalp, that's the cleanest version.
Yeah.
You're not, yeah, you're fine. I think that's fair.
So, yeah, that's another reason why I love multi-packs. Is like, I there are ways that you can get the multi-packs, and it's like, I gushed over the Air Razor figure so many times, and she was from a multi-pack, and I essentially got her for free because I sold the other toys in the multi-pack.
So, is it weird that I have an issue with breaking up multi-packs?
No.
Like my own brain, I like feel like I can't separate them out. Like that I would have to sell them together.
Anna mentioned something earlier in the thing about, everyone ends up with that dud figure from the multi-pack and you do what you're going to do with it. And, Phil likes to split them up and sell off the ones he doesn't like. The way I handle the figure that I don't like from any multi-pack that I'm going to open is I just scowl at that figure, knowing that I have to own it forever because I am physically and mentally unable to sell him without selling his friends. So I just know that he exists, scowl at him, and just put a little tick mark in my brain like, this stupid freaking toy I can't get rid of. And it just lives up there in a little pit that I have designated for the toys that I don't like. Hey, go, Phil, go.
I have a really fun idea that I just want to coordinate with your family now. Is like find a figure from a multi-pack that you don't like
and hide
just
it?
Like turn it into Elf on a Shelf, where you just like open up your freezer and there it is, just staring at you one day. Like you're pouring out your favorite cereal, to have a bowl of cereal. Like out pops the figure from the multi-pack that you despise. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
There are 3 rules in my house. 3 rules in my house. Do things right the first time. Pay attention to detail, and don't touch my stuff. Those are the rules.
But you despise it. I would actually send another version that isn't yours. That's my version of it, just to play that game with you.
Okay, well then I will have to say that I just love every figure. Every figure is a joy and wonderful to own, and I just cherish them all and value the space they take up in my brain and in my house.
Well, that wouldn't be true because there's a repaint of Armada Sideswipe, a remold of Armada Sideswipe in a multi-pack. So, yeah.
You're grounded. Ooh, BotCon stuff is multi-packs.
Yes, that's a good one.
But luckily that stuff's not overpriced, though.
It's easy to acquire. It's super affordable.
Yes.
Not hoarded by weirdos.
Not at all.
Those are some nightmare multi-pack stories, I will say.
They are.
Because I think we all had a BotCon set that was like, I want one of these 5. I don't want the other 4. And at that point, it was so much harder to even just get a hold of it that you were, unless you went to BotCon or had a friend who was going to BotCon, you were paying eBay prices. And that was unpleasant.
Yeah, especially like later in the like Fun Pub era when the sets got less like cohesive. The original Shattered Glass set is fun. It makes sense and it kind of goes together. It works. The classics, the Beast Wars ones, but I think it was past 09 or whatever. I don't know. Things just started getting like weird and chaotic.
Knights versus pirates.
Knights and pirates, and I don't know. It just stopped being as much fun. But if you want those multi-packs, go for it.
Yeah.
Who hasn't gone on favorite multi-pack yet?
What's your favorite, Peter? Did you see yours?
I don't have. I love them all. Everything's fantastic,
Okay.
and yep.
Can I bring up the weirdest multi-pack that I can remember?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
The Evolution Grimlock multi-pack. There's a Toys R Us exclusive. I think it was like 30th anniversary or something like that.
I have one for you. Okay, go.
But that one was so weird because so it had the like movie edition of like Grimlock, right? Which first off, that movie version of Grimlock from what was it?
Age of Extinction.
Age of Extinction or whatever, like wasn't even accurate to anything, right? Like it was just a weird random brown color. And then it came with like, what the hell did it come with? Like, Peter, do you remember?
It wasn't it Energon? Wasn't it one half of the Energon Mega Dinobot 2-pack? Yeah. In like funky bright Gen 1 deco.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, where did that, like, why did they do that and not just put out Classics Grimlock again?
Someone didn't do their research. Someone dropped the ball somewhere. What's worse is in that same like wave, that Age of Extinction Evolution stuff, was Strafe.
Strafe.
It was Strafe, and they included the Classics Minicon in a Gen 1 swoop deco, right? And then on the back of the package, and then it was the blue Strafe from Age of Extinction, the movie, which was swoopy. But on the back of the package, when they're talking about like who Strafe is or whatever, they put a picture of the Gen 1 Technobot.
It's so
and it's just like some intern was not doing their due diligence and just like throwing that's fine, it's fine, whatever. And it made it to freaking retail, and it was absurd.
I'd like to think, like, if only Rick was on, that was his call.
That was 2014, right? That was 2014. So Rick was still there at that point, I believe. He was probably like swamped with stuff, and they're like, "What about Strafe?" He's like, "Swoop deco, go!" And they're like, "Okay, I don't know." And there's like shuffled papers. They dropped them. I don't know. That would be an interesting question. Like, Rick, what happened to the Evolution Strafe pack? I don't know that I have a favorite multi-pack. I don't know. There are some that are bigger hits than others. I really like the Buzzworthy stuff that we were getting for a while. The Troop Builder set was brilliant. I have no use for Auto Troopers or Auto Roopers. I wish the Seeker was a slightly different deco, but the Gen 2 guys are delightful. And those Alicons with the different head were harder to find, you know? So if you want to troop build Sharkticons or Quintesson stuff, that's a way to go. I do wish, now that we have Gen 2 Jhaxus and we have some Gen 2 troopers, now we need a Rook. Like, we need a proper Rook. I don't know how we're going to get that. We need a mindset, a proper mindset, not the 2011 reveal the shield mindset. We need a proper mindset. But the pack with the bugs, Worlds Collide or whatever it was, and the pack with Fangry was great. They could have, I don't know. That's a great way to get those figures. It makes the chase fun again for those who are into that sort of chase. We got the extra heads with whatever we got the extra heads with. It was a lot of fun to pursue those because they weren't impossible to find. I have a lot of local scalpers, so it made it trickier to find, but I know where they haunt first, so I just don't go there. And I usually come away with success. Your mileage is going to vary in your own local market and however your local scalpers operate. But those are fun because, those are characters like Ransack sings to my heart. Fangry sings to my heart. And Goldbug even. His hands are the wrong color. You got to buy the Shattered Glass Goldbug and do a hand swap. But that's fine. I'll do it. Game on.
Yeah, those were fun sets. The only bummer about those sets is they left us with the beginnings of the Decepticon Headmaster Juniors and the beginnings of the Deluxe Insecticons. It gave us this idea that we were going to get both of those sets, and then it was like, one and done. We're finished. See you later. We're not going to go any further with these.
I'm okay with that. It is sad to have teams incomplete, but that's always going to be the case. We're not. It's even with Combiner Wars when they came out, like we had to wait to get a real blast off. We had to wait to get Groove for quite a long time. And sometimes, the Transformers Hasbro gods are kind to us and bestow upon us 3 years later the figure that we really want. And then sometimes we're just left like, all right, we didn't fully get it. Are we ever going to get the rest of the Trigger cons?
Yeah, and regime changes play into that. I know they had a regime change like midway through the Prime Wars trilogy or whatever, and now they've had the big shakeup with Hasbro's staffing. So who knows what was in the pipe that is no longer in the pipe, due to various outside influences.
Like we just said, the news was Hound and Hatchet were supposed to be Target Buzzworthy, and that got nixed. So the good news is that we are likely to get that figure in another, delivery method.
Forever Destron. Yep.
So I was gonna say, I think my favorite set probably is that War for Cybertron, the the Quintesson Pit of Judgment set.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that was a
yeah.
really cool. That was a really cool set.
Yeah, I can agree. That's really, really nice from the display aspect of it and the things that you get with it. Just really top notch.
Yeah, I almost didn't want to take it out of the package because that was so nice. Or like buy an extra package just to have one in box. And like I almost never want to do that.
Yeah, I have the cardboard setting up on my shelf, and it'll probably be up there at least until I move. Like I don't know how well that's going to survive a move, just because I don't really have a good way to like move it. But it's cool. That's a neat set. I really like it. That was a good one.
There was another movie set that was pretty good from Amazon. It went on clearance where they like did a redeco of some of the Combiner Wars toys. They did Ultra Magnus and Spinner, Cup, RC.
Yeah.
And that one like was pretty neat too. Like the decos on it was pretty neat.
Yeah, that was like the nicest and closest we ever got to like straight out of the movie sort of decos before Studio Series 86 came around. So yeah, that was fun.
There's a couple pits.
Just a handful. So why do you have 3?
I don't know. I wound up with 3.
Peter is judging you for your lack of Pit of Judgments.
Yeah, something like that. No judgments. No judgments. Buy what you want. End up with the spares that you have, and then you can't sell them because you can't sell them.
I can sell them for you.
Yeah, I know you can. I might end up just like, well, yeah. Help me. Help.
Yeah.
You helped it at TFCon. It helped.
In someone else's direction.
I'll bring my friend Thad over. He was at my house this weekend. Like, Phil, do you really need all this stuff? I'm like, yes. I can see the floor in my basement again. That's nice. Yeah.
Well, need has multiple definitions when you're a collector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a box today, and it was full of all sorts of stuff that I needed.
Were there any multi-packs?
No. 2 garage kits, 2 unused figures from a non-Transformer line, some collaboration pamphlets, flyers, decals, pin badges or can badges, and acrylic stands, and a flyer from a store that was handed out the weekend before Transformers the movie was released on home video in Japan.
Wow.
You know what was another cool multi-pack was the Reflector.
Refractor, yeah. The toy deco, that was
the toy,
brilliant.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And the box.
That was cool.
Yep.
Yeah, they really put a lot of effort into taking that kind of like awkward toy release and then turning it into something that is like, you know, childhood nostalgia figure. Mm-hmm. It was cool.
It was really special. The Jurassic Park multi-packs, like Pit of Judgment and the Refractor set, brilliant packaging, fun presentation, you know, just like that fun factor. It kicks up, you know, that scene in the movie or that flyer that we all got in all of our 1986 figures, you know, like the Reflector flyer, the little tiny one. And then they came out with the Jurassic Park multi-packs, and it's like they tried to do cool packaging, and then exactly. Anna's holding up the Dilophosaur encounter, and which is like obscured by funky packaging. Like it's like a good diorama inside, but outside it doesn't quite reflect that, right? It's like a brown box.
Yeah, it just had a box over it. Like the first set actually had the window and everything. You could see the cool setup. You could display it that way and it looks neat. Mm-hmm. This one, you literally had to open it and then pry cardboard that was stuck all over this thing off of it to actually get this diorama that isn't great because of the way it's made with this, like, you know, 3-dimensional water formation Trapezoid monster.
It was like a multi-pack that they started to work on, and they were going to do a cool presentation, then bailed on it. Do you guys remember the San Diego? There was the Knights of Unicron rock band multi-pack, and then there was the Arc Volcano playset G1 Age of Extinction redeco multi-pack.
Right.
Yeah. The latter one, that Dinobot set with the Arc or whatever, was designed by a friend of the show, Matthew Reinhardt, who did the pop-up universe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was Hasbro had him do that. And those were interesting as far as like we're talking about like fun presentation for a multi-pack, because I don't know, like I mentioned how much I love the buzzworthy stuff, but it's just a box. Nice box art, but they're just like closed boxes per the non-plastic packaging mandate, which I guess has been rescinded.
Mm-hmm.
So
for a long time, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive stuff for convention exclusive packaging was just outstanding. I mean, I can grab this one real quickly, so I'll talk.
Hey Phil, you're frozen by the way. Just FYI. You've been
just
frozen
keep talking
for a while.
Yeah.
So just a heads up if you want to try to show something off.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
I'm yakking away, yak. But yeah, I mean, the boxes, whether it was Marvel Legends, Power Rangers, Star Wars Black Series, Transformers, they all had cool boxes. And this is going back 10 years, because while they didn't have like the great displays for it, if you go back to the San Diego Comic-Con Transformers G.I. Joe exclusive sets, like this was awesome, where it looked like the comic book cover. This stuff was just so much fun. And they tried to kind of do that with the multi-packs that they were doing for the convention exclusives, like the like Dion and Alita 1, not Alita 1. Ariel, thank you. And so again, nice box art, but not as good as when they had like the window packaging, like a Pit of Judgment. But they've been doing awesome multi-pack boxes for a decade plus with the convention exclusive things.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like they needed, because they're convention exclusives, because of the way convention exclusives were always pushed, they needed to have that cool packaging. And I feel like it's kind of, I don't feel like we've had that as much in Transformers since the Pit of Judgment. The Pit of Judgment was like our big, like, woo, this is so cool. And then we've kind of taken a nap on it.
The Ravage set was significantly smaller, where we got the G1 Ravage. And
with the Beast Wars?
The Beast Wars Ravage. But like they tried to do a cool, like, him transforming kind of shtick with it. It just,
Decepticons forever.
Yeah, that is true. They did.
Yeah.
That one was neat in the box, and it does make a decent shelf diorama too if you put it up.
They did a San Diego Comic-Con Marvel Legends set that was the Defenders from the Netflix shows, with all of those, like, Iron Fist and Daredevil, and they made the box look like a New York subway car. So that was neat and fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. There was a Marvel Legends Thor box set that they did that just came in like this like pentagon shaped box, and it was 5 figures, and you like would lift up the main sort of piece of cardboard or packaging around it, and then it would unfold into these like 5 different like kind of prism shapes. And I mean, the downside to some of these packages is they're huge and take up a ton of space. So once you're done opening them, it's like, like, oh, I kind of want to keep this because it's so neat, but then you're just like, but it's so big.
Yeah, that second Jurassic Park set one is talking to me like that, because it's like, this is cool. I don't want to get rid of it because it's like a pre-made display, but this is too big for my little shelves, too small for my big shelves, and just a large chunk of cardboard in the end.
Well, I felt that way for that Dinobot multi-pack, Peter, that you brought up, the SCCC one. because like I thought it looked really cool, like, and I wanted it, but I was like, okay, ultimately, where am I going to put it? And do I really want those Dinobots? Not really. I mean, at least those decos are better than the original decos, but like I don't
The
know that
decos were
those were
better.
the Dinobots I wanted. Yeah,
They
incremental
did do the
improvement.
one set that didn't have the arc with it, but it was like I ended up showing up at Ross. I remember where it was like more chromed out, like the
Mhm.
San Diego Comic Con was, but then they gave them G1-esque heads. That was to me like sort of the epitome of the Age of Extinction Dinobot toys. Because I'm a G1 file, and there you go. Yeah.
And those were part of the Platinum line, I believe. They came out a couple of years after the movie.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then a lot of them they were supposed to be an exclusive to somewhere, and then that didn't happen, and then they kind of showed up at Ross and TJ Maxx or whatever, Market 6. Someone in the chat mentioned Goodbye Megatron box set.
Which one is that?
Goodbye Megatron is the G1 Goodbye Megatron box set. It released in 1986. There was a Goodbye Convoy and a Goodbye Megatron, and Goodbye Convoy came with Red Alert and Mirage and Optimus Prime, and Goodbye Megatron came with Megatron and Starscream. But the Goodbye Megatron box set was the first time that you could get the proper deco with proper parts Megatron in Japan. All of his previous releases, it had the blue inner legs and the flat gray body and not all the scope pieces. And the Starscream had a slight retooling in the way his chest flipped forward and touched his belly. And the transformation, very slight. So, yeah, that's upstairs too. That's an outstanding multi-pack. Both of those. There was the VSX, VSY, and VSZ multi-packs, which was some of the only ways in Transformer packaging you can get earlier microchange and Diaclone figures in Japan. Sunstreaker, Buzzsaw, Skids. There was an exclusive cassette that came with the Soundwave Grimlock 2-pack that had an adventure on it, and that tape, when it does sell, it routinely sells. It's just a cassette tape. It routinely sells for over $200 a piece, which is fun. And then the other one is just another Optimus Prime or Convoy versus Megatron.
I mean, you talk about multi-packs and G1 and cassettes.
Those are
multi-packs.
That's
how we got these. These were multi-packs. Were the cassette bots.
Painted details versus sticker details, silver weapons versus gold weapons. You can play all sorts of multi-pack games. The decoys were available in Throttlebots, Terrorcons, Technobots, and whatever other combiners were dropping in '87. There were multi-packs in Armada and Energon that literally taped on 3-packs of Minicons to existing Voyager and Leader class figures. There were the multi-packs that were themselves like the recent Legacy ones. It was just 2 figures saran wrapped together with a new barcode on them. There were Tiny Tins came in multi-packs sometimes. There were those weird Universe multi-packs from '03 that were in funny shaped boxes. It was Crystal Widow and Ultra Magnus with the deluxe scale Armada Prime, but an Ultra Magnus deco, and Tread Shot, I want to say, and someone else, I don't remember. It was the Armada Sideswipe mold in a pack, something, I don't know. Maybe we talked about it earlier, but there were.
All the Japanese Beast Wars multi-packs.
The Versus packs,
that's what I was about to say, is we're now getting those remade by Takara with the better decos. So I'm not going to call them premium finish because they don't call them that technically. They're just Versus packs. But it's Beast cool Wars. Because that's another nostalgia button presser because those are the way they were released in Japan. Plus, they're also better decos. Mm-hmm. So, and those decos are really good. They're quite a bit better than what we got back in Kingdom.
Yep. I just due to the fact that I moved a long time ago. I say a long time ago now. It's been almost 3 years. And I still haven't set up anything properly, so I never opened anything post Earthrise. Anything new post Earthrise. So I never opened my Kingdom stuff, and I bought all my doubles and everything, and I'll get to it when I get to it for opening things. And now the Beast Wars Again versus sets are out, and I went ahead and bought all those. So I'm going to, at the next convention I go to, sell off all my double Kingdom things because I don't need them anymore. There's a better Air Razor. There's a better Scorponok. There's a better Megatron. There's a better everybody is coming. We're getting the Ghost Starscream with because Waspinator is being released twice in 2 different versus packs. He's being released with Cheetor and he's being released with Starscream. And the Starscream is the whichever Earthrise or Studio Series 86 Starscream, but it's going to clear Deco as a ghost, and Waspinator has the Predacon symbol on one side and the Decepticon symbol on the other side of his head. It's outstanding what we're getting in that avenue. Yeah. Yay, multi-packs.
Those are some really cool multi-packs.
Yeah.
My
what
son
about your
asked me to
Power
bring
Core
up
combiners?
Those, I don't know that I would count those as multi-packs
Do you not
because,
count
well, I mean, the 5-packs are drones. And they're drones exclusive to the combined form of whatever figure that is. The smaller ones that come with the Micron or Minicon or whatever they want to call that Target Master Buddy, those might be multi-packs. But the big ones, since they're drones, they're not sentient beings, they're not different characters, not multi-packs, just accessories.
But then on Black Friday, Walmart duct taped.
They did do the duct tape
the
thing.
one
Yeah.
packs with
Walmart
the
likes to
5
duct tape
packs.
things together.
Yeah.
That's
My
where I got
son
all
asked
my
me to-
Power Core combiners back in the day. They were great for that price.
I was so
Yeah, see,
frustrated
that's
because
what
I chased them all
remember
down
you talking
individually.
about that. Oh.
I chased them
My
all down
son-
individually, and then had, what can you do? They release multi-packs. So
Well, that's like with the Stunticons now. It's like how many of those Stunticons were hard to find, the legacy Stunticons, and now it's just like, oh yeah, not only they're in a multi-pack, essentially getting 50% off, but then the multi-pack itself is marked down to $10.
yep, they're $7 at our local stores
Yeah.
now.
The multi-pack my sons wanted me to bring up was the Transformers RID, where you had the 2-guy combiners. Where you
The Crash combiners.
The Crash combiners, where you like mash Saberhorn and Bisque together and get Saber Claw, and then Optimus Prime and Sideswipe could mash together. So those, again, you have some interesting play patterns that can come out of these as well.
Those are very fun kid toys. I've seen
Yeah.
several kids like just really enjoy, the fact you can combine them, plus the fact that you're smashing them together. Like that was just. It was something that just didn't really work for collectors, but for the kids, it was brilliant.
The ones where they mash together 2 figures, like, all seem to work pretty well. The ones where they mash together multiple ones, like, there's a couple combiner packs, like one with like a Bumblebee something or other, and then one, gosh, I can't remember the other multi-pack. God, those.
There was Galvatronus, and then there was Menasor.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's another one.
Yeah, and they got their
four,
Limbots were like G1 level transformations, right? They were very simple little robots. Just like Sweeney arms, and that was it.
Yeah, if even that.
It's I was about to say a multi-pack we have coming. Oh yeah, a multi-pack we have coming that no one's gonna like is the Earth Spark multi-packs, where they're the each of them comes with one Transformer and one Multo twin or kid. They're not twins.
And they combine
siblings. And they combine. They
they're in stores now.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that Transformers Energon kind of combiner where it's like each bot can be the chest and arms or the lower body and legs, and it just look fugly.
Look, I call that the multi-force style, where like this, sort of like this.
Yeah.
Technically, it's a way to get Robbie and Mo, which are characters that if you watch Earthspark, you probably like them. You'd probably like to have toys with them, but those toys aren't great. And then your other option is the very simplified Optimus and Bumblebee figures that were like $40 with a tiny little figure of them, multi-packs, right?
All slugs.
Where you buy a really large figure you don't like to get one tiny figure you do like. Kind of like when we got all those Target Masters back in the day, and then the LG versions came out with amazing Target Master buddies when we weren't getting any Target Masters in the US. We were just getting Target Master characters without their gun buddies.
And we never did get those in the US, did we? The Target Master buddies in any form like that. That's more complaints for later. But
we started getting the Siege guys, and the Siege guys kind of, those are our Target Masters. But then you're sitting there looking at your LG ones on the shelf, and you're like, but these look so much nicer than the Siege ones. Why can't I just have a full set of these?
Put those in the multi-pack and just make us all happy. Put it on Pulse, right? Charge $50 for 6 or whatever, and I'll pay it.
That's a multi-pack that Christian and I are trying to will into existence, is the missing these guys. Yeah. We've got a bunch of Armada characters without their mini-cons. Now they've shown us that they can and will produce mini-cons, so make us a multi-pack with all the missing mini-cons, please.
Who are we missing based on Swindle, Leader 1, that yellow guy, Sparkplug, yeah.
Sparkplug. Is that it? Is that all we're missing?
The redeck.
Is there talk of an Armada Thrust coming?
I don't know.
I think so. I think that's a thing.
I mean, they did that head multi-pack after the LG stuff. And I think that was a Wonderfest exclusive. And that
was the US heads.
Yeah, it was the US heads for the Japanese market. Yep. That's things like that. Those are easy. I don't know, easy cost wise or easy whatever. But the molds exist, and there's a demand for it. Do some more mini cons. Do some more Micromasters. I don't know. The Target Masters, the molds exist, so just do them. It makes no sense. And to circle it back around, I mean, the molds exist for these Autobot cars. It's the 40th anniversary, and we're getting possibly new blah blah blahs of the Autobot cars. And we're getting that Hound at long, long last. So it's going to be a good year for Transformers in general, but this multi-pack just adds one more notch of positivity to it.
But you brought up Micromasters. Those were awesome multi-packs.
Yep.
Four dudes in one box. Like, yeah, grand old time.
We did get 2 multi-pack releases of new Micromasters. We got the 10-pack and the 6-pack. And the 6-pack came with mask characters, so that was interesting.
That was interesting.
Forgot about that. Yeah. And like you said, the 6-pack. I'm like, what is she talking about? What's that? Oh yeah.
I remember it didn't even like fully process until I had it in my hands, and it was like, wait a second, these are mask. That's clever. Okay, sure.
Yeah, the Hurricane and what was the orange car called?
Stinger?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I've got them right over there too. So
most of the time I feel like I come up with ideas for us to talk about on the show, and it mostly just turns into us complaining. But this one, like, we seem really happy about multi-packs in general, right? Like, we like it.
I did a fair amount of complaining, but that's my...
You did a fair amount of complaining. That's true, Peter. Thank you. Keep us consistent, my friend. But there's been a lot of love. Yeah, there's been a lot of love for multi-packs. Like, I think multi-packs are great when they give us fun, creative, interesting things that we wouldn't get otherwise. I think they're less great when a like core character is trapped in a multi-pack, or a part of a set is trapped in a multi-pack that doesn't make sense. Like the 3-pack that I showed earlier with the Clear Mirage, the Impactor, and one of the Power Dashers, right? That Power Dasher was just trapped with these guys that had nothing to do with. And those 2 guys had nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
So that's when multi-packs are kind of frustrating. So Hound is kind of potentially going to be one of those frustrating possibilities, but at the same time,
I love having a main character in an exclusive multi-pack. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, it's so fun.
I've been a big fan of the Hasbro multi-packs, both with Marvel Legends and Marvel Legends and Transformers. They do a really good job of making fun multi-packs, whether it's making up characters that were on a crossover together, or making up teams, or costume kind of things. They've done a really fun job with the multi-packs for both those properties. I think Power Rangers have done some cool multi-packs if you're into that brand. They could do a lot more, obviously. I think they try to shy away from that because they want people to hunt down the individual figures versus just doing all the teams as a box. But a few multi-packs on the G.I. Joe side, but those are a little more random kind of for their multi-packs. But they've done some cool ones. They did the Steel Brigade this year, which was a fun multi-pack set. I like multi-packs, man. They're a lot of fun just to have that one box, that one package that you just open up. Like, Peter, you talk about like giving toys to Toys for Tots. Like, think about that for like a kid who like gets, 1 or 2 Christmas presents a year, and to get a multi-pack, and it's like, boom, here you go. You have a story, you have an adventure that you can play out right there in one box. That's phenomenal.
Yep. It's good. Yeah.
That is one aspect of a multi-pack that we didn't really mention, and I think we should be finishing up, so I don't want to drag it in too much. But multi-packs do tend to get expensive. Like, if you're a really budget person and you were hoping to just buy that one hound by himself for $25, instead he's going to be in a multi-pack that's going to have a, $80 to $100 price tag probably. So that could be kind of a bummer if you are a collector on a budget, because these multi-packs are usually higher ticket, especially these days.
Yeah, the 5 figures per multi-pack, that feels that starts to get a little bit unwieldy.
Right. It's like if you're really comfortable on money and you're just like, that wild collector is just buying stuff and being like, whatever, $100, no big deal, then you're great, right? Like, it won't make me feel bad to get it, but I do kind of feel a bummer for those people who are really hoping to just be able to buy Hound by himself.
I do want to mention book club this week. Sunday night at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern on the TF Talk Discord. They are going to be reading Galaxies 3 and 4.
Reading about Constructicon backstories. Ooh.
A little bit of Milne art returning back to the Transformers comic pages.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you to everyone in the chat. And we'll see everyone next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.